7 for Michigan.
Dad, you have to keep puffing that cigar the whole game.
Only if you want to win, John. Come on, I think the cigar's going to bring us good luck.
Well, it hasn't worked so far. It's almost halftime. We're still down 7.
6-yard line.
Well, don't worry about it. We're driving the ball now. Let's see what happens. Get open now. Yes, go! Touchdown! Yes! What'd I tell you? A lucky cigar. What a great pass that was.
This was the third fatal fire. The river knocked the mark. Firefighters I was last storm. Low water pressure.
Now let me just watch the football game. I know it's so boring.
All right, now we're tied.
However, it's been determined that the home had no working smoke detectors. Funeral arrangements are not yet complete. Family members have asked that all donations be forwarded to the University of Michigan Trauma Burn Unit Survivors Fund. Firefighters on the scene struggled with the high winds from last night's storm and the city's low water pressure.
Joe, that's because of your cigar. Will you please take care of it?
Oh, okay, I'll be right there. John, what do you think?
Mom, will you help me play with this doll?
Oh, Maura, honey, this is your special dolly. I want you to be very careful with it, okay? Play with it very nicely.
Okay.
Okay, honey.
Mom, the man that came into our class to talk about fire safety gave us this book and told us things about smoke detectors.
Well, yeah, honey, like what?
Well, for one thing, he said we should never take a battery out of a smoke detector.
He's probably right, Molly. Joe, I've got some errands to run. I'll be back in a bit, okay?
Okay, honey. Be careful.
Okay, bye.
Come on now, keep this putt out of the end zone.
Hershey, stay. Excuse me. Hi, are you John?
Hi, I am.
Hi, I'm Kim Donovan.
Hi, Kim.
My daughter Molly brought this home from school, and it really got me thinking.
Good. This is a great guide for kids. It teaches them about fire safety at a level that they can understand.
It really does. That's why I came by here today.
Well, how can I help you?
Well, I was wondering if you had any kind of a, I don't know, a demonstration, something for me, something I could take home and share with my whole family.
So, you're looking for some family fire safety information.
Mm-hmm.
Something a little different, maybe with a little more impact to it?
Yes, I am. Do you have anything like that?
Well, Kim, I do. I have the ultimate lesson for you, if you're interested.
Oh, I am. Can I see it, please?
Well, in order to see this, we're going to have to take a step into the future. Are you ready for that?
The future? Well, sure, I guess.
Great.
Well, that's my house.
Come along.
John, how did we get here?
Kim, let's just take a look inside.
Joe? Guys? Hershey? What's going on? Where is everybody?
Well, Kim, remember, we're in the future. I don't know where anybody is right now. But what I do know, there's some very important things you need to learn about your house right now before it's too late.
You know, John, I feel really funny about this. I just don't feel safe. Could we just go back?
No, Kim, we will go back, but not yet. First, I want to look around a little bit and talk about the safety of your house.
Well, all right. You know, I always have felt safe here. I mean, we really try to teach the kids how important it is to be careful. We have a smoke detector that goes off all the time. We even have a fire extinguisher in the kitchen. I mean, how could we ever have a fire in this house?
Well, Kim, you'd be surprised. Really, a fire can start in just about any room at any time.
How can that be?
Usually when people think of house fires, they think of the careless smoker or kids playing with matches. What they fail to realize is that the 3 components it takes to produce a fire can already be found pretty much throughout the house.
But what are these 3 components?
There's heat, oxygen, and fuel.
But we keep fuel in the garage.
Well, that's good, Kim, but when I say fuel, what I mean is really basically anything that can burn, like the curtains, the furniture, the kids' toys, even your wedding album. Kim, all this is just fuel waiting to combine with the other 2 components and start a fire.
Okay, but what about all the other components? Heat and oxygen?
Good question. Now, the air that we breathe already has enough oxygen to support a fire. So we already have the fuel and the oxygen. All that's missing is the heat.
And where does that come from?
Well, remember, electricity can produce heat. So any room of your house that has electricity already has the 3 things needed to start a fire under the right conditions.
And what are the right conditions?
Well, actually, I mean the wrong conditions, like when electrical wiring or appliances fail. They can produce the excessive heat or the spark needed to ignite the other 2 components and start the fire.
Okay, but I still don't understand this every room thing.
Well, you know what? Let's take a look around the house. I'm going to point out areas in each room where excessive heat could start a fire under the wrong conditions. Let's start right here in the living room.
These open fireplace doors with newspapers nearby are certainly a fire hazard. Candles near curtains or other combustibles cause many house fires each year.
And I know those matches should be put away.
Kim, this plug appears worn and probably should be replaced. And right here on the table, this cigar and lighter should be up and away from kids.
I know.
In this bedroom, the lamp near the bedding could be a problem.
I've reminded Katie to turn that off.
As well as this radio cord going under the covers. And in this bedroom, the heating unit is way too close to the bed. This halogen light by the curtains is a huge fire hazard in this upstairs bedroom.
I know, and there's too many plugs in that outlet.
You're right. And here in your bedroom, another halogen lamp with combustibles nearby could easily be the cause of a fire. Appliances such as these in the bathroom should always be unplugged and stored when not in use. And I'm sure you know the hazards of having electricity near water.
Yes, I do.
Basements and furnace rooms have their own set of fire hazards.
Like what?
You can remember that gas-burning appliances such as your furnace and water heater usually have continuous burning pilot lights. So combustibles and flammables such as your paints and solvents, the mop, and those newspapers should never be stored nearby.
Oh my goodness.
Circuit panels and fuse boxes also need to be properly maintained and serviced. And you should never bypass any appliance's grounding requirements by using an ungrounded 3 to 2 prong adapter, like this one here.
Oh, I had no idea.
Plastic dryer vent tubing is very dangerous. A smooth sheet metal design should be used instead. And in the garage, keep all flammables properly stored.
Wow. And we haven't even made it to the kitchen yet.
Well, we've saved the kitchen for last because that's where most house fires begin. Usually from careless cooking. Like when somebody turns the stove on and then forgets about it.
Oh, I would never do.
Oh, no!
Kim, wait,
It's on
you
fire!
can't just go running in without thinking.
But I've gotta
no,
put it
no,
out.
first you have to calm down before you make it worse.
All right, I'll try.
Now, do you have a lid that fits that pan?
It's in the cupboard over the stove.
Well, we can't safely get to that right now. Where's your extinguisher mounted?
It's in the cupboard over the stove, too.
Here, use this one.
Wait, I don't know how to use it.
Pull the pin. Now, aim it at the base of the fire and squeeze and sweep as we move closer. Okay, good. Okay, now I'll turn off the stove, you open some windows. Kim, let's look at how this could have been handled differently. To start with the obvious, always turn the stove off whenever you walk away.
I usually do. I was distracted.
Next, it's a good idea to keep the proper fitting lid nearby. By carefully smothering the flames, removing the source of oxygen, turning off the burner, the fire would go right out. It's the best way to handle a fire like this.
Yeah, but the fire extinguisher was really easy to use. I mean, the fire went right out.
That's because you learned how to do it properly, and you did a great job, but look at the mess now.
Yes, but it could have been much more of a mess.
There could have been a lot less. Let's take a look at the extinguisher you have.
Oh, it's kind of old. We got it at a garage sale, but the gauge still says it's full.
Well, you know, it is an ABC extinguisher, which means it should be able to handle just about any type of small fire within the home. But Kim, this extinguisher is about 20 years old. It's kind of light, and it looks like it's been used.
Oh, well, we only started it once, just for a minute, to make sure it worked.
Oh, you know, you're probably not going to put out too much fire with that. Anytime these have been used at all, they need to be completely recharged. It's also a good idea to service them annually and keep them mounted by an exit. You never want to have to go past the fire to get to your extinguisher. You could lose your only means of escape.
All right. I'll go out and I'll buy new fire extinguishers, and I'll have Joe mount them by the exits, and we'll have them properly maintained.
Good. But now, extinguishers may not always be the best way to handle a fire.
What do you mean?
Well, had this been a grease fire, the force from the extinguisher could have spread the flames all over, making it much worse. That's why you need to keep the lid nearby. Also, make sure that if you're using an extinguisher, it's the right extinguisher for the job and it's the right size. But most importantly, make sure everyone's out of the house. Life safety always comes first. And it's a good idea to call the fire department right away.
That was quite a lesson.
And it shows the false sense of security you had from the extinguisher that was over your stove. I've got a question for you. This fire put out quite a bit of smoke. How come we didn't hear your detector go off?
I don't know. It goes off all the time. Oh, I know why.
Let's go take a look.